Christian news from English Christian Times. Saint John Paul II is remembered with affection and gratitude. Pope Francis. Pope Francis Sunday recalled the 100th anniversary of the birth of Saint John Paul II, saying his predecessor is remembered with much affection and gratitude. In Ecuador, pro-life groups protect United Nations abortion conditions on coronavirus aid. Pro-life groups in Ecuador says that United Nations aid to combat the coronavirus pandemic should not require access to abortion as a condition for assistance. Polish bishops launch Thank You John Paul II campaign for Pope's centenary. The Polish Bishops' Conference is encouraging the faithful to participate in a social media campaign to mark the 100th anniversary of the birth of Pope John Paul II on Monday. Vatican calls attention to growing food crisis from coronavirus. The coronavirus emergency is also causing a food-related crisis, Vatican officials said Saturday, encouraging people to do their small part of help to those who are going hungry. The antidote to worldliness is Christ, said Pope Francis. The only cure for worldliness is faith in Jesus Christ and in His death and resurrection, Pope Francis said at his morning mass Saturday. There is one thing that does not tolerate worldliness, the scandal of the cross. It does not tolerate it, the Pope said May 16th. And the only medicine against the spirit of worldliness is Christ who died and rose for us, scandal and foolishness. How a Salinas documentary and its creator aim to inspire. An American documentarian says her work is the fruit of a divine calling that began with an encounter with Pope Saint John Paul II. She said she hopes her films will help others grow close to Christ. Her most recent film, a documentary on the life-blessed Salinas will premiere on the EWTN television network May 26th and is now available online. Philippine priest targeted for helping indigenous people. A Catholic priest has been targeted by the Philippine military for helping Lamats, the indigenous people who often fall victim to land grabbing and extrajudicial killings by the government. KRG announces plans for the first Islamic State trials. The Kurdish regional government in Iraq has announced plan to start the first trial of Islamic State militants in mid-2021. It will include a national judicial team that is supervised by an international judicial body. Death of street sweeper in Pakistan typifies discrimination experienced by Christian sanitation workers. According to the Morning Star News, a Christian street sweeper was killed in late April after he was hit by a police van in Gujranwala. As compensation, the government has announced that the family of the deceased Christian will receive the equivalent of $620. President Buhari blames victims of recent attack in Kaduna. A recent statement made by the President of Nigeria and his press secretary has claimed that the attacks that took place this week in Kaduna State were revenge attacks, though the President says that he condemns the attack and that those who conducted them should not have. He also places the blame for the attacks on the victims by saying that they had attacked first. This is not true. There have been claims or reports of attacks coming from these communities against any Fulani groups. Nothing is far from God. Saint Monica. News Desk, Christian Times.